Alright, hello everyone, it's VideoGameWarlord, and today, this is going to be the last video using this list for a bit. Next one, we're going to be using a different list. But for now, we're going to keep rolling with the standard loadout I've been using. The line infantry, the guards, the light infantry, the dragoons, and you should know by now. If you don't, I'll keep going through them. The hussars, the howitzers, and the 12-pounders. I wonder if I should make a video on like all the different units for this game, but we'll see. Anyways, first game. Alright, so this game I do vaguely remember. Alright, it's been a bit since I've played a few of these. Alright, so just pushing up into the town. I'm swinging down here because I'm trying to just, you know me, I like to be aggressive, so I'm just trying to poke a hole somewhere. I'm keeping these guys in a sort of reserve in case he tries to push across at all, but he's not. He's just going to try and hold all my guys on the right flank. Meanwhile, I've moved my howitzers up into like a really good firing range. He's got all his guys clumped up right there. Oof. A little bit of skillful maneuvering on my part, pulling out these guys who are just trashed and throwing in a fresh. I don't even use him as like a reserve. I actually use him to put more pressure on this one guy. And I'm literally just holding this. Not even holding, I'm shooting into the backs right there while they're just sitting in cover. Oof. Meanwhile, I've moved my center line up just to try and go for his cannons because he's moved all this stuff over here. So as you can see, I start to make a push here. And I'm breaking his center. My guys are pretty wounded too, but I'm breaking his first. He's ugh. I try and make a push for his cannons. I do get them. I'm not entirely sure how worth it that is. But in the end, I think this kind of combat. Yeah, so I thought I could outmaneuver him down here, but as you can see, he's already routed everything in my center. I've pushed him over here clearly though. Like he's not doing very well. But I've gotten around. See, I'm smacking into his backside in the cavalry. These guys are just kind of tied up. They're not in the main combat yet, so that's fine. And all these guys have already been broken once, and what's remaining is about to be broken all right here along his whole line. But yeah, no, him having those guard units, that one guard unit in there probably played a pretty big difference. And I'm just literally just trying to stall. You can see me just pulling back and retreating there. While I try and focus all my attention up here, right? Because I'm actually winning here. So I'm pouring all my focus into taking this little hilltop because it's like, okay. I get into his artillery with the hussar unit. Oof. And bam, into his howitzers with the line infantry just right down the center. See, he has nothing left here. Then I have to make the bold play. Because his entire army is broken retreating, but he does have some units left remaining. I can take defensive positions along this town, and that just means I kind of have to hold the forest. Not even hold the forest, I can hold the town, and I can hold the forest across the river while I just use my artillery against him, because I still have my howitzers and 12-pounders, and all of his are gone. Oof. And then over here, like, he's just lost too much at this point. Yeah, half of his army, and he's getting the debuff now. And that's exactly what happens right at the end there, where I said, I could just hold him across the river. I don't even have to push the woods, and that's exactly what I started doing, just containment. But that was a good game. That was a fun one. Game 2. I have to remind myself to take a breather. I was getting wound up over the last one. But yep, my standard, layout when deploying troops. Light infantry with guards dispersed, light on the flanks with the cavalry. And I decided I'm gonna take Overwatch of the town. This hill's pretty nice to park my artillery up on. He doesn't have any artillery at all. This dude just has a ton of line infantry. And let's see, that's like, I want to say about 10, 12 line infantry. And so it's 6, 8, 10 dragoons and 4 crosshairs. Very, very cavalry heavy. So my whole goal is just to kind of honestly protect my backside, because I think with my artillery, given the fact that he has none, and my infantry, I think I can just blow his line apart, and I just have to do a better job at keeping his stuff off my artillery. But anyways, this, you can see this whole thing just becomes me just circling up my backside and just trying to... I do actually fuck up a good bit of his cav. That is... He went way in with all of it. I almost kind of missed what all happened there. Because, wait. Okay, so yeah, 1 broke there, 2 broke there. And these guys actually kind of get boxed in. That guy gets caught out. That's why he breaks. This dude... Yeah, they're coming from the tree. Right, okay, so he does outplay me, right? A bit there. He catches that one guy off guard. I do catch that. It's just these little cat and mouse games that we play on the edges over here. Just picking off units where you can. And I'm just trying to keep his stuff from not getting in by cannons anymore. I think that unit's actually broken, despite what it shows. And yeah, I just pushed across the river because he's not gonna bunch all his guys up with artillery. It's, yeah. See, so even though he got into my cab, that actually held up pretty damn well. Alright. Even though he got into my artillery with his cab. That's what I said, right? Yes. Anyways. Right, here we are on game 3. Standard battle configuration as always. This guy has about 8 guard units, I want to say 6 line, 1 militia, 2 howitzers, 12 pounder, 4 hussars, 2 heavy crosshairs, and I'm very aggressive in my battles. We've all seen this. I'm trying to put pressure on his flanks with my cavalry, trying to poke a way in. I just wonder if I should turn down the volume just a little bit. I kind of goof here. He catches my cavalry with his infantry. That was not what I wanted. This I try and push over here because it's like, oh, I have a couple infantry units I can use to support this. So that's what that was my whole idea behind taking this engagement over here, but does kind of manage to catch that one out early. I start pushing across because I feel like I'm starting to lose over there, and I've gotten all my cavalry around. Meanwhile, in the town, my whole idea is just to hold them there, but I didn't notice this as the battle was going on, as you may have seen by now. He's literally just pouring his howitzer fire into that 4-man squad. That was not the best for me. Over here, like I said, I actually do end up pretty well, because even though I do have a few units break, just having that infantry there really has done a number on his guys. I think what I should have done over here, I shouldn't have pushed across the river, because I'm committing 5 units against his... What was that, 7? Although I did try and make a push across the river at the same time right here, because he was making his push here. his pushed there, so I was feeling pressured. And his howitzers, like I said, those are kind of fucking me up a bit. Yeah, kind of like that. He got caught in the river, so that was especially devastating. Oh, that guy's broken. Yeah, so I do break through in the center here, and I end up winning on the flank too. Oh god, how did I end up losing this game? It's like the one flank he really has me beat on kind of at the moment. No, he beat me out in that center push as well. Those guard units are so tough. Yeah, and I've got nothing to protect my artillery from those guys. And then all that comes right back and all that rallies. I've just lost too much at this point. Yeah. So I think in the end what happened there was, even though I won a lot of smaller tactical engagements, by how much it ended up costing me in casualties, I just lost way too. I just lost all of my organization regained, and it was not worth it. He just bled me out. Just damn. Yeah, I would say there was a lot of games like that where opponents just kind of bleed me out. Anyways, this game now, a lot of high-ranking opponents, as you may have noticed, which I'm fine with. You know, stronger battles, tougher opponents, or make you a stronger warrior or something like that. Anyways, I'm pushing across the river because I figure, hey, big town, I can take defensive positions up here. And his star is right there. It's like, maybe I can take it, be cheeky. But one of the things I figure, if I want to do that, is I have to take this forest. And that seems very feasible to me at the moment, because look at this. I have the town. I have all the time in the world to just create the thin line over here that I can just pull back later, right? Because I don't need to hold anything over here, really, until I go for this. So I'm like, okay, I just need the woods for, like, fire superiority, right? It's a good area of cover to hold his army. So I commit, right? I'm like, okay, we're just going to go to the woods. These are my woods. And everything comes over. That changed, that went from 0 to 100 real quick. And I'm starting to having to shuffle units over just to try and hold this. Oh, good God. That flipped so quick. And by now, it's not even turned into a fight over anything over here. It's just turned into a slog over this one stretch of fucking woods. So I've set up basically like a shambles of a line from all the reserves I've pulled from the town. If my cavalry's gone, he still has those unit of lancers just fucking about over here. I can kind of screen it off. I'm trying to protect my artillery a little bit too, though. And I just lost so much at that point, as well as like died over a pair of fucking bows. I should have just not committed to that. I felt like just. Like you see what I'm talking about. I feel like I could have taken this just in time. Like I could have shoved a bunch of units up into here. Maybe I need to commit more. Because I do definitely see how it swung in favor. Because this is a very weak flank with only 3 dragoons and 1 hussar, and he's got infantry and lancers with across the air. That would explain why he absolutely shattered through that. Yeah, because while his infantry aren't very fast, they're very much putting pressure on that flank, and then he just uses his cavalry where it's very advantageous. Oh goodness, he really doesn't even get into combat with him, does he? He just right into the rear, runs off with them. Hmm. Okay, anyways, that was 4 games. Next one will be a different one. Likes for the like God, comments for the comment throne, and I will see you guys next time.